Sam Dubois, DMV Real Estate, Dream Real Estate. Today I have with me special guest Ryan Burns, Stress-Free Solutions here. And Ryan is going to talk to us about basically moving stress-free, right?
Yes, for
and
sure.
downsizing stress-free. First, Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And,
thank you for being here.
So Stress-Free Solutions, we specialize in move management.
Okay.
So move management is number one, and it's downsizing, right-sizing, and really helping people go from a large home to a smaller home or whatever home may be.
Okay.
So I got started, actually, my family in Ohio, there's a family farm with barns of stuff and attics and just full, and as much as you could possibly think about. And my great-grandfather passed away with dementia when I was about 27 years old.
Oh, no. Sorry.
And we had no idea where to turn or what to do.
Yeah.
So my grandmother was the caregiver. Okay. Now, her being the caregiver, she's so worried about getting him where he needs to be and taken out of the house, and then there's all this stuff to go through, and then as my career came, I did entrepreneurship as an undergrad and got an MBA, and I love startup business, and I was doing home care for out in Washington County for an established home care company.
Oh, okay.
And I kept on going in and seeing these people with so many needs in the exact same situation I was in. Because in home care, you can bring caregiver into the home and help them live at home.
Yeah.
But then what happens when they just physically are going through these paths and they have too much stuff?
Yeah.
So I put two and two together and saw a need and just said, okay, I'm going to dive in. And this January will be 6 years.
Wow, good for you.
Doing Stress-Free Solutions.
Yeah. Thank you. That's a neat way to get started, basically, because you saw that need. That's a great need right now. I mean, it really is a great need out there, and what you're doing. So you're basically, in that age group, too, there's so much stuff, and there's so much emotions, basically, with, downsizing, going from one to the other, basically, whether they're going into assisted living or nursing homes or, to live with family or whatever, basically. It's still, it's very emotional and very stressful. So I can imagine that you deal with a lot of that, right, in your business.
No two clients are ever the same, and no two houses, and the family dynamics, and what we're trying to do is put them on a path where a lot of times if here's today, and then this is the goal. The goal could be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years.
Down the road,
but along that way, you don't want to wait for injury or illness to dictate your move, and then you're not a part of those every decision making and all that. Really the memories, sharing with the family if this is what this stuff is. All of a sudden, you have to get taken out of your house, and you're in rehab, and you're going to be discharged somewhere that may not be home ever again, or what you call home, and you're trying to tell the kids, oh, in the attic and right behind the corner there's this stuff, and that was, so it's very tough. So when you're putting on a timeline of the goal is step by step. So when we go through that, we're trying to find out, okay, are they going to be selling the house?
Yeah.
Are they going to be living through are they living through the house being shown where get out of here, we're going to show the house,
right?
And that part, or is it going to be somewhere where they're going to move first, with a smaller of what they care about, and then the house to clear out. So so what we have figured out is throughout the process is it has to go somewhere. It doesn't matter if it's going with them, and that's really the main thing. The main thing here. But it could be going with the kids. We sell what you don't want. We do the donations, the junk hauling, and really dispersing all the items of where they need to go. But always focusing on where the new home is through that transition. Where if it's I just need to go from the second level to the first level, so I can live downstairs. We can just do that within the house, or getting them to go where if it's a CCRC, a continuing care retirement community, if it's an assisted living, or is it a 55+ community, or is it just going to be the in-laws suite on the side of the house? Whatever that may be, it's figuring out what it is and then solving the problem. Of going, okay, here's the floor plan. We do it with needs and wants, where you need your bed, you need this, you need that. You want the china cabinet, you also want the curio cabinet. They both won't fit, so what do you want more? And then trying to play those games, and everything I just said, emotions trump everything. It is very tough to go through, and we go through piece by piece, where we call it the magic wand, where every box, bag, tape, the dump fee, the the full pack, the full move, and the unpack. So as an intrastate mover, we move people within the state. But when we unpack, it's packing the picture. It's putting the dishes back. It's putting the toothbrush in the toothbrush holder, making the bed. As far as they want us to take it, we'll take as little or as much they want. If you want us to come and just grab, take this old I have an old bed that needs to come out, or a workout bench that needs to come out. We can do small jobs, or we can do the entire estate, and we clear out the barns, and we do this, and everything is on that timeline going through.
Okay, so you pretty much do everything. You don't do just like big jobs. You do the small jobs, come in, take little things, as they need, basically, and go through the process with them. And
so, because we can't ever be the family. We can never, the family, sometimes we're a outside help to say,
no emotions,
have you tried this? There's an acronym that's used a lot in organizing is OHIO, only handle it once. Don't take it from the cabinets to the table, and then you have the table and you're like, I can't even fry an egg now because I took everything out, and it's got to go from there into the correct box as we sort it. And we use a purpose in place, where if it has no purpose, it has no place in the new home. And if it has no place because it does not fit, it has no purpose going. So those type of decisions can be made, and sometimes it can be done one-on-one, or I have to send 10 people, and the whole house has to be cleared because they waited too long and they're closing now on Friday, and the whole house has to be cleared out. So everything is always a custom job for whatever is needed.
Whatever the situation is for the seller, That's awesome. That it really is awesome what you do. You guys do some selling also. So I guess basically as you're going through it, and you know what, this is really such an emotional topic, to speak about, because, when you have sellers in a situation where they're moving into retirement or moving to their kids or wherever they're moving to, it's very, very emotional. There's so many things that they're really attached to that they really don't want to part with. I'm sure you've found that, kind of going through that. And it's just like, what do? You stand back and you just kind of let them, kind of detach themselves from it a little bit, You've got a hard job. I mean, I think that's really super hard,
I have a great team. So the people I've had for 4 years now and so on, they understand it, and we've really created a culture of caring. So we care about the end result. So if you care about the end result and how it gets done, it's
it's so important.
You can handle the emotional side, but sometimes it's too emotional for them in certain cases of hoarding and things where
they don't want to let go, right?
You can't bring a truck and 3 people saying we're going to clear out the garage, and we a Snickers wrapper stops it. So,
good point.
So in terms of the selling side, it's obviously they're going to take their best stuff. They want this. The kids want this. We're going to deliver to the neighbors what they want, and do all these processes. Then I get left with what I call is it's better than donation, but it's not quite that diamond in the rough. It's going to sell. So there's things where so if I take something to the auction and the auction turns it down. And
what do you do with it?
Then I go to Habitat or Goodwill and then they turn it down. No one really wants the sleeper sofas. What am I supposed to do with 1,000 sleeper sofas?
What do you do with it?
So I have to either cut the metal out and scrap the metal, and then it truly has to be discarded in the dump. But I can go as far as the paper. I can shred the paper. I can scrap the metal. But there's some things like these entertainment centers. And
nobody uses some of those entertainment centers anymore. That's 40 years ago or whatever.
And giving them away for free is very.
It's impossible.
So and there might be someone in Iowa right now that wants that piece. But the cost to get them that entertainment center is not worth on either side. So it's really what it is 90% of the house, is not really worth the time as the 10%, because the 10% will have 90% of the value. So you spend 90% of your time on that 10%, and then the other stuff, just because it might be a broken piece of Tupperware or whatever that may be, it's always trying to figure out what should I do with this piece? What should I do with it? When really it needs to be, what do I care about? So here's the things that I need. Here's the things that here's the gold and and things that have value. And the rest of it, if you spend your time just, it almost paralyzes you to let things go. You almost have to do it where, what's most important to be safe and secure for the person, and then have different levels. So it's,
I
it can be very tough.
went through that with my mom's house, and it was very emotional. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever had to do, going through that and just trying to figure out basically, like you said, the 90% and the 10%, and it's hard. It's very hard. So I just commend you on doing that every day, all the time for all these people out there, right?
You don't realize how much work it is until you get started.
Until you do it, yeah.
And there's so many times where, oh my gosh, we go into situations where like, I want it, 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 and they're going into a 900 square foot apartment.
They want everything.
And they want everything. So, sometimes they have to do a soft move.
Yeah.
Here's a soft move, of you're set up, and then we have this house with 5,000 square foot of just stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's different. Everyone reacts to it differently.
Yeah.
And because what we're doing is if that goal, like we were talking about before, if the goal is to have the money in the pocket and this all taken care of, we do it from start to finish, where we're actually sweeping the house clean 3 days before walkthrough, and getting it ready. But if they're, I'm going to give the house to the kids. Everyone's scenario, it's all custom.
It's all different
of what they actually need. So when we sell something, we do it like commission base.
Yeah.
So if I can sell something, for $100 table, they're going to get it. They're going to get the cut.
Part of that.
And so on and so forth. So if I can't sell something for free or give it away for free, then I got to pay for it at the dump.
Right.
And I don't like dumping things. So it is tough. I keep on looking at up the screen here. Nice shiny bald head here, but
Ron, can you help us with that, please?
I need some powder, please. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, staging. You guys do some staging also.
So I don't like to bring furniture into the house to stage.
Okay.
There are some really good stagers out there that we have a decorator, but we try to stage with the stuff that they already have.
It's already there, yeah.
And it's not usually the look, but less is more in those situations. So we don't just empty every house, but we'll work with it. So then we might come back and get that later.
Right,
for sure.
Right. That's good. Yeah. And then basically, the consignment, again, we talked about that. Packing, you do all the packing, basically coming in.
So because we can piece out what the jobs we do, sometimes it's the family goes, we call it a pizza pot roast move.
You have all these cute sayings. Those are cute. Ohio, what was the other one?
Purpose and place and everything. So like when I call a pizza pot roast move is when you get a pizza and a pot roast and you say, come over and help me.
Oh,
and then the family comes over and they're like, and then they'll say, we're going to do all the packing. We just need you to move.
Okay.
Then there's an empty bottle of wine. Nothing else gets done.
Yeah.
And then
nothing else gets done.
So then we have to fill these gaps in all the time where it's like, just today we get a call where it's like, we just want you to move us. We'll pack everything. We show up. And the packing wasn't done.
Oh,
so then we have to go right into the mode of solve the problem, get them packed because they
wait a minute, they called you to move them, and they were going to take care of the packing.
They said they wanted no packing, so then we have to solve the problem because they physically thought they could do it.
Yeah,
but they that night before they're and I'm trying to tell them. I'm trying to tell them we will take care of all of this. But some people want to do different pieces of it, and we will work with them what they want to do.
Yeah.
But it's always easier for us just to do everything and pack it and then unpack it. So then all they have to do is just sit and point what they want.
Right. They want to do it themselves, basically. Yeah. A lot of times they don't want to really part with it because you have a stranger coming in with all this personal stuff after so many years, and it's like.
Or they were or 40 years ago when they moved into the house, they moved themselves. So they think I can still do it, and a lot of people can. It's, sometimes they have the mental capacity to do it, or the physical capacity, or vice versa, and and it becomes tough where just an extra pair of hands just to help you along.
And it's that letting go process too is so difficult. Just kind of letting go and letting you guys come in and take over. I think that's probably one of the hardest things for them after if they've been there 40, 50 years or whatever, right?
Yeah, and going back to like my family.
Yeah.
My grandmother sees me as a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy. She sees me as this little kid. She's like, "You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
This is my, these are your father's teeth that I've been saving. Whatever that may be."
That's so true. It is so true. Yeah.
So it's so like I try to use a little bit of humor. I'm singing songs and different people have different things. They want to hear the music they liked in high school when they're going through it, and it's more of like a reminiscing. And some people they waited for injury or illness to dictate it, and then they don't even get to be a part of the conversation, and then a personal representative or a power of attorney has to make all these decisions for them,
Yeah.
and they just inherited a house they need to get cleared out, and it takes away
it's
that
tough.
it takes away that personal feel, you know, when you wait a little too long to.
Your job is definitely a tough and emotional one. I can say that for sure.
Well, that's why I have this
That's
bald head here without the powder.
That's why no hair.
Yeah, I lose it all stressed. That's why I take the stress off of the clients and put it on myself.
That's so funny because you were talking about teeth. I was telling my daughter the other day, because I've got this little piece of hair that I've got saved from her first haircut, you know? And I was going to send it. She's like, Mom, I don't want it. And I was like, what am I going to do with it? You know, but we save crazy things like that.
Why I'm good at this job is because I always go back to the same story. I was walking by the trash can outside of my parents' house.
Yeah.
And the face mask in my last football game with the mud still on it from high school. I was like, you can't throw this away. Like, why do I need the face mask?
Right.
But I was like, you can't throw this away. And I get attached to items as well.
Right.
Not as much as I used to because of this business.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we do. We totally do.
And I try to tell people, if you can have everything in your neighbor's house for free, how much of it do you really want?
Yeah.
You don't want their stuff,
Right.
but you want all your stuff. You're attached to it. So when you're trying to get rid of this stuff and trying to find the top value for it, your neighbor really doesn't want to come to your yard sale and buy all your stuff.
All your stuff,
and that's the problem we have. You know, where I believe that we wouldn't have to make another dresser in this country for 50 years.
Right.
We have plenty of dressers.
Right. Sometimes, I mean, really, you can't even give this stuff away. You know, with my situation, basically, I was like having the neighbors come in and, like, you know, they wanted stuff in there. They weren't taking anything. They didn't want
They wanted to go see the house and
Yeah.
be the nosy neighbor.
Yeah, see what's in the house, and that was it, basically. You know. You also do auctions. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we work with auction partners throughout
Okay.
the area. We're in Frederick, Maryland, and we do about 4 or 5 countywide.
Okay.
And we work with different auctions and different vendors, where we have the person that likes 3 different people who likes records.
Yeah.
We have the people who like the modern mid-century.
Okay.
Then a lot of it goes bulk. Like the bulk
Okay.
to auctions that we don't have a vendor for or whatever it may be. And then from there, when they're turning down things,
then you basically got to figure out what to do with it.
And when because there's at least 3 box trucks a day coming out of houses of stuff. And then you find a church that says, "We'll take stuff."
Yeah.
And then you give them 1, 2, 3 box. No more.
No more stuff.
Right. And you can just fill them up so quick, and it's
you can't really even give it away sometimes.
So
I mean,
dispersal of items is always a fun thing, and you don't want the client doesn't want, they want it to go to a good home, and to find that good home that this box TV that's kind of fuzzy on the corner is going to go is hard. It's hard to find sometimes.
Yeah.
But you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No.
Because you could have something really good, like you have the first edition Wonder
You
Woman
never know,
comic.
right. You never know.
Yeah, and sometimes we come across these collections, like the train collection.
Yeah.
And we do a specialty auction, and we do very well. Where I'll try to get a vendor. The highest money I'll get was $4,000 for the whole collection.
Yeah.
We'll do a specialty auction, and the client will get $11,000. It's just such a big difference.
Yeah, that's really good.
Doing different
that's really
things.
Good. So you're really, you're making the money at the same time, which is great.
I mean, what we do is not free. It's there's a lot of work and a lot
Involved,
of manpower.
I'm sure, yeah.
So
Sure.
so some of the things that we sell, can supplement that. But it's tough when people have a house full of stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. So talk to us, I guess, about some of the senior living facilities that you guys work with, specialty places that you work with?
Yeah, so a lot of the communities, like the CCRC, which I would say the continuing care retired community, people will go in as independent living, and then they'll work their way as their care or their level that they need increases. So we will do a lot of things for them where just we know where the people are going. Yeah. Because a lot of people, when they're, the generation that's older is naturally having to clear the house out because they either pass away or they can't live there safely. Right. And then the baby boomers are wanting to lock that house, that smaller place, and go travel the world.
Right.
So we have 2 generations of all trying to go to a lock and leave lifestyle. Yeah. And you're not going to go from a 4,000 square foot house to a 5,000 square foot house. Right. When you're getting to a smaller home, or you need to you're an empty nester or whatever it may be. So we work with communities that that can provide that lifestyle that people are looking for. Okay.
You do a lot of different things, which is great. You are, I mean, this is great. You're like
it doesn't turn off.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
It's constant where you rely on the team, because you're in situations where it's hot.
Yeah.
It's, there's hot days and you're sweating and you're going through, okay, this is broken Tupperware, and I'm not saying anything bad about Tupperware, but this is, this is a broken coffee mug, and that was my coffee mug that I got at Six Flags, and it's like, and you're trying to go through that, and then
it's hard.
Then all of a sudden we get to that one bear that we can't go farther in that day because she's
stuck.
She's she's hugging the bear and crying, and I always joke that
my gosh,
you got someone crying on this shoulder and you're packing with the other hand. You're trying, and you're not just a mover.
Emotional. No, you're not. Oh my gosh, God bless you.
No.
I mean, that is just one career that's really I
it's
don't know
enjoyable,
what the word is. It's enjoyable because you are actually helping so much.
Most of the time at the end, it's not a handshake, it's a hug.
Of course.
It's like, oh my gosh, I thought when you came in here, I didn't really need all this work, and then you did all that. Like, I couldn't have done it without you. And those are the moments when you're like, man, like the whole crew, like that feels good. And, you can't make everybody happy. But you try your hardest. I mean, and
I'm sure
and you try
way more than a hug. They love you when you're done. Basically, because it's just so much. Anything else you want to share with us? That's So let's say I'm moving. I'm not going to be moving for months. Should I go ahead and get my free, no obligation consultation now?
I always say start early and start often because in this process, you don't want to start, for me, I hate starting on the living areas, the kitchen, the living room, and the bedroom, because you don't want to bring all that stuff out of the cabinets where the drawers throw up on the floors, and next thing you know, you're stuck in this, and you can't even fry an egg, like I said. You want to, if you have that storage locker that you're paying for, get that cleared out, because why be paying that extra
money
thing
every month?
Do the basement, do the attic, and do all those things, so then when it comes time to move, it's move it nice and easy. And that would be an ideal situation, but sometimes people, things happen in life, or they sell the house faster than they didn't think they would, and all of a sudden they're in that 45-day period of we gotta move, we gotta go, we gotta do this now.
It all
depends on what they have.
And going back to can I take care of the packing on my own? You know, it's like, does that really help you guys when people do that?
When they pack themselves?
Yeah, when they pack themselves.
I'd prefer to pack. But it's what happens is, like, let's say they pack themselves and they pack the china cabinet. But the china cabinet's no longer going. So now we got 4 to 10 boxes of china that we have to try to unpack somewhere, and it doesn't have a place.
It's not going.
So it has no purpose going. But then they bring all this extra stuff because they're making the decisions, and and we can't pull anything away from somebody. But it's a lot easier when you pack for a purpose than just to be like, of course, this is all my stuff. I need to pack it. And but you can. We literally will do as little as much as you want. We have some clients who don't want the unpacking. We have some clients who don't even want the move. They just want the packing.
Oh, okay.
It all depends on what their scenario.
That's good to know. Yes, so you'll do depending on the situation. Attics, garage, shed, storage locker, basically all those kind of things. You kind of do everything to save money in there.
I was in a house yesterday where I'm in the attic and I see a snake skin, and I'm not a big snake person.
No, neither.
But you kind of just, eventually you do it, make enough noise, and then they'll
go away. You hope.
Yes,
you hope.
But I mean, we're in these old brick houses and these stone houses. And the windows are open. I mean, it happens.
Right.
But you got to do what you got to do.
Well, one of the good points that you brought up basically is, like, once you move, you got all these belongings that's going to a house. Now they've packed up everything, and they go, okay, what if it doesn't all fit in my new home?
So
then
I try my hardest to get them to understand that you got too much. But like I was talking about that soft move, like, take one truck into your apartment, see how it all fits, stay there that night, and then go back if it's even possible. But if you have 2 trucks showing up for a 900 square foot apartment, you've got too much.
It's just not going to work.
So then when it comes into the home, next thing you know, we're there till 9 o'clock at night, taking it back out. So when I said Ohio, only handle it once. Taking it going up the elevator into the community, dropping it off. Doesn't fit. Bring it down the elevator. It's just it's wasted time, and it's hard to do all that. But I mean. you say jump and we jump.
Yeah, I know, right.
And we
do you charge by the hour, or do you guys charge by the job?
So I charge by the job. I charge by the day. I also charge by the hour. It depends on what
it is. Actually,
we have some jobs that we're working with the client for 2 years.
Okay.
And then we also have jobs where it's just I need you for a day, or literally take this old TV and this workbench out.
Right. You take everything. So you guys, the staging, the consignment, that part of it, just putting things in consignment. You also do some of that?
So it's a resource for whatever is needed.
Okay.
So we don't do the hazard material. We can't do anything goes boom on a box truck where it's like the
I love your stains.
I just pick these things up, and I don't know, they're in my head. But it's like the paints, making sure you call earth911.org and find out the local drop-off point, because it might only be 1 or 2 times a year.
There's a good point for you. Earth911.com.
Yeah.
Really?
So you drop the stuff off, and we use we're part of NASM, the National Association of Senior Move Managers.
Okay.
So it's a network of people with information to be able to help people. So if I can't get to that area, there's probably going to be someone that can help you in some way where they're at.
Done, yeah.
And then if the paint's hard, I can take it, but I can't take 50 cans of paint.
A whole bunch of
so
paint,
sometimes we're out there trying to harden paint. It depends on what they needed.
Oh my gosh!
But it's
you're amazing. You're amazing. That's amazing what you actually do. So basically, organizing, consignment, staging, packing, junk removal, auctions. Pretty much.
We're not an auctioneer, but we utilize the auctions.
Company, that actually do that, and then you've got the facilities basically that you're connected with. Yeah, Ryan Burns, everybody, he's been awesome. Any information that you need. Want to give out your information?
Yeah, so Stress Free Solutions, our phone number is 301-280-0170, and you can go to stressfreedownsizing.com or stressfreeseniors.com.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us. It was great. And everybody, we'll see you back here next Wednesday at 1:30. Thank you so much for being with us. We're always thankful and grateful that you're here. Have a great weekend, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.